And hello guys, Mr. Accuracy here again. I'm bringing you a domination game on Black Ops with this Spaz 12 on what is now my old account, Cyber Soldier. But basically this game is quite a nice game. It starts off really slow though, it's a bit more competitive at the start and then we begin to dominate. I mean, I always enjoy playing against stronger teams when I'm in an even stronger team because, you know, we can show them off a little bit. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to play, and you know, Spaz 12 is a great weapon, one of the best looking weapons anyway. So it's a lot of fun, and if you don't really use shotguns or something, I suggest trying it out, because it's not as weak as you might think. But basically, I just wanted to talk a little bit about how to improve your game in the Call of Duty, or how I go around improving my game, because there's hundreds and hundreds of techniques that people use to try and improve their game basically. Now, Call of Duty is probably, you know, the most fast-paced shooter out on the market, and that's probably why it's most successful. I don't think there's any games where you can run around a map in about 45 seconds. I mean, it's kind of silly when you think about it, but you know, that's what people like to play really. And basically, first step to improving your game is to start off playing defensively. Like, let's say you want to play defensively and just learn where the enemies are coming from. Keep one eye on the radar, see where the dots are, but don't attack the dots. See which way they're running, and you know, you need to go cut them off instead of running at them, and that gives them the clear advantage. It's obviously different when using a shotgun. You need to push the engagements, but definitely if you know they're over in a big cluster, you can throw a flashbang at them. You can, you know, work your way around, and you can cut them off at where they're coming from. Which is called a traffic route. You know, which all the main traffic goes through, and that's what people like to do on, you see these amazing 100+ kill games. They find high traffic routes where, say in domination, you have 2 flags. That's the easiest way to learn your traffic routes, because they're going to be spawning on one set side of the map if somebody else doesn't push up, and there's probably 2 or 3 high traffic areas, and you can cut that off and maybe stay behind their cover. So basically that's a way to get and gain kill streaks, and that's the first step to improving the game. But definitely another starting thing to do is you need to learn the maps. I mean, learning a map, you know, it's like learning your way around a street in your area. You need to know it like the back of your hand. I don't know my back of the hand very well. I don't know why they use that saying, but you need to learn it like your house. You know, let's say if you're in trouble, you need to know the quickest way to get out of there. You need to know where you can cut people off, how you can treat, you know, everything like that. That's such a big part of the game, is knowing the maps, knowing the rush routes, knowing how to get around. It's just, you know, it's a massive part really. And yeah, basically, so what we got at the moment is play a bit more defensively, which is very important before you start rushing. You need to learn the maps, play a bit defensively so you get familiarised. Next, you need to choose your sensitivity. Basically, it's a big part as well. Your button layout and sensitivity. I would recommend playing on tactical because, you know, well, I come from World at War, which was basically where drop shotting came into its own. Basically, if you don't know what a drop shot is, it's where instead of panic knifing, you just hold down the R3 or whatever it is on Xbox, and you can drop to the floor, which makes your hitbox smaller. Which hitbox is where, you know, the bullets go, and basically it makes your hitbox, it makes you harder to shoot, and you know, it makes you a bit more of a nuisance to your team, makes you harder to hit, and it's just an easier way to gain. Once again, build your KD up, and it makes you hard to shoot on objectives and stuff like that, so maybe you get a few more wins out of it. But yeah, so you gotta choose whatever button layout you want, which isn't as important, but sensitivity is massively important. See, I play a game like where I stick to the edge of the map. So I play on a 2 sensitivity, which seems ridiculously low for most people, but say that's enough for me because it makes you a more accurate shot. It makes your gun easier to control, and that's basically the two advantages of playing on low sensitivity. High sensitivity, you're not as accurate, but you can, after many hours of practice and stuff like that, you can improve on your accuracy on a higher sensitivity, but I wouldn't really recommend it at like starting off. You can slowly build your sensitivity up. Like if you want to play on high sensitivity, I recommend like 4 or 5, get used to that, move it up to 6 or 7, and then move it up and you can pull from that. Basically pushing your comfort zone a little bit more. So yeah, the advantages of high sensitivity is the obvious one, which is you can turn on people. Turn on people's way if you get hit from behind, you can turn around and shoot them as quick as you can, basically. And on like 10 sensitivity, I think you can turn around in a fraction of a second. So I mean, I can turn on people, but I drop to the floor and turn. It just takes a little bit more effort. So basically, they're the two advantages of sensitivity. And on the newer Call of Duties, another thing that can improve the game quite a lot is picking with like kill streaks. I mean, this won't apply to COD 4 or World at War, but Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops. You start on a lower kill streaks. Use UAV, counter UAV, and let's say on Modern Warfare 2 Pred missile. That means they haven't got a radar and you got constant killing support. You don't need these massive kill streaks straight away because it's going to most likely be a waste of a kill streak. You may as well run lower kill streaks that you can get, and then once you get good enough, you learn the maps, you've got your sensitivity, you've got all that kind of stuff. Then you can start working your way up the kill streaks, like go to 3, 5, 7, and then you get a massive killing kill streak, which is a Harrier on Modern Warfare 2, which is like the best kill streak on there, because it's low and it gets you a lot of kills if it doesn't get shot down. But after that, there's the obvious one, which is probably the biggest one, and that is choosing a gun you are comfortable with. You don't want to start off with like a mini Uzi in Black Ops, because that's a terrible gun, and you're not going to do too well. You're just going to get frustrated, you're going to start rushing around, and you're not going to do as well. So start off, as hard as it is to say, you need to start off with something like a Galil or a FAMAS or an AUG. I'm not saying use this like what most people do for like the entire of a Call of Duty, but it's a comfortable gun, it's easy to use, and that's another reason why Call of Duty is so popular, because it's got guns like that which make it really easy to pick up on, really easy to use, and basically that. And then it's important to switch down like to hard to use weapons, so when you go back to the good weapons, you're a lot better with them and you can pick up on them a lot more easy. So basically that's just a few tips for you that I use to improve my games. Obviously a few more as well, but I can't really go into them because we're running out of time. But if you enjoy this commentary, leave a comment, rate, and if you check out our other videos, please subscribe. I'm Mr. Axley, and I'm out. Bye.